Thank you for listening to The Freddie O Show, a podcast devoted to you, the listener, your purpose, your mindset, and your marketing efforts, designed to help you go to that next level. Now here's your host, Freddie O.
Let's give a warm welcome to multi-award-winning serial entrepreneur and author Simone Vincenzi. Welcome to The Freddie O Show.
You made it. Yes.
Here's the deal, guys. I was trying to pronounce his name. I butchered it already. So if I butcher it throughout, Simone, just
nice, perfect.
Just help me out with this.
It's absolutely perfect. So thank you for not butchering it. I appreciate it.
So Simone, let's dig deep right off the rip. Who is Simone Vincenzi?
A few different things. Definitely, if you are talking about it on a human level, on a personal level, I'm someone who is hyper energetic. I love life. I love people. In fact, this like COVID situation and lockdowns and stuff, I'm really missing people. I'm Italian. I love hugging people. And I'm really passionate about communities. Like everywhere I go, either I go and be part of a community or I build communities. I love basketball. Even if I'm pretty short, playing my team, we play in the second division in the National League in the UK. And I'm a straight 3-point shooter. That's my thing. I play the didgeridoo as well. I love music. And I'm in love with running businesses. That's why I've created I think I had a call with my business partner a couple of days ago, and he just told me that we have 7 businesses in our portfolio, which is wow. Pretty cool. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. So, okay, so you said you like basketball. You're a 3-point shooter. Mm-hmm. I'm more of I don't know. Do you watch NBA at all?
Man, I'm I live in the UK and I've got an NBA league pass and I'll stay up until 3:00 in the morning to watch the game. So the answer is yes.
Okay. So I'm that guy that is great on defense and I'm terrible at shooting. So you're a 3-point juggernaut then. Okay. Sweet. Okay.
What's your favorite team? Let's see if we can still go on with the interview or not.
Well, I don't have a favorite team, to be honest with you. I never had a favorite team, but if I were to pick one, it would be either Boston or the Cavaliers.
All right, I think we can stop the interview here.
Who's your favorite team?
I was born with a Lakers jersey, and I started following the NBA at the time of Shaq and Kobe, and that I fell in love with the Lakers and went through the years of nothingness after the 5 championships, and after the championship with Kobe and Shaq and Paul Gasol after Shaq left. And then really happy about this year. They are really happy with LeBron and AD. So
yeah, that is awesome. And honestly, props to Kobe. Great person as well as player.
Rest in peace.
I loved watching him play, and he seemed like a legitimately good guy because a lot of those guys are not good guys. Yeah. And he seems like a legitimately good guy. So, okay, now I got a 3-part question. When did you first discover that you wanted to become an entrepreneur? What roadblocks did you have to break through to get there? And what is the secret internal superpower that helped you propel you to where you are now?
All right. Let's start with the first one. At what age I discovered? I discovered it. I think it was a bit in my blood at the beginning. I think it was like 14. I found my first job at 14 when working in restaurants as a waiter, and to fulfill the stereotype of Italian people, and I immediately had the idea. I was like, one day I'm going to have my own restaurant. And that wasn't then my first business, but I started then my first business at 22 after an 8-year career in the catering industry. I managed my first Michelin star restaurant when I was 19 and I moved to the UK when I was 20. I worked in a Michelin star restaurant in Notting Hill in London. And at 22, I said, you know what? I want to do something different. And it was thanks to the to the owner of the restaurant I was working in, because he said, I think you have something, and you can do more with your life than just being here. And I don't know, I think maybe our listeners can have in mind a moment where they had someone in their life that saw what they couldn't see themselves. And that was that person for me, give me that sense of possibility. And I started attending seminars, I started attending events. And I remember being in the room, I was 22, and I looked at the speaker on stage and I said, that's what I want to do. I want to be a speaker. Yes. And I knew it was the right thing. Couldn't explain.
Very cool. So what kind of roadblocks did you have as you went through the process of to where you are at right now?
Well, the first one was actually age, because and language. So my English was limited to the catering industry. Madam, would you like your steak rare or medium rare? Sir, white wine or red wine for you? And I couldn't even do the fake posh accent. So it was just like really difficult to study in English, to talk in English outside the language of food and wine, or the small talk that I could have with clients. That was the first roadblock. In fact, it took me about just like 4 years of speaking before people could probably understand what I was saying. Then another one was age, because I decided to enroll in a course to become a life coach. And the people who sold me the course, they forgot to mention that people will not buy life coaching from a 22-year-old for obvious reasons. So it was, I literally did about 3 years of just understanding how the coaching and speaking world was going to work, learning about running workshop and reinventing myself. And while I was doing that, I was working part-time in restaurants so that I could, or I had a job as well as a door-to-door fundraiser, for example, which was flexible enough for me to study, to have, for example, like practice clients that I was working with. And then I saw like working with adults doesn't work. They just don't trust me enough. And I wasn't confident even enough to work with them. And that's where I started working with young people. And that was a turning point, because I started delivering workshops in schools. And within a year, I think on the 4th year, I started working in about 150 schools a year, while running an event business in the evening. So we were running about an event a week with my business partner. And the name got out. And because I was speaking so much, I became quick really, really, really fast. So that was, there were some of the biggest roadblocks. I have to give it the third one. I had no clue about running a business. Because like the fact that you're good at what you do, like I became really, really good at coaching and facilitating and delivering. But the fact that you're good at what you do doesn't mean you're good at business. And so then I had to learn about sales, marketing, customer service, operations, managing a team, all that it comes with growing and scaling a business.
I think that goes with anybody, because, when I first got out of the car business to do this, I was in the same situation. I thought I knew how to do it. And then I realized, man, I was like a deer in the head, deer in the headlights, because I was like, my gosh, I am like lost. So that's fantastic. Now, you're used to speaking at hundreds of events each year. And this year obviously has been a little different considering COVID. Mm-hmm. How have you been able to pivot and make adjustments, pivot, basketball, and make adjustments to keep the momentum going in your business?
Thanks for the basketball, for the basketball line, man. I appreciate it. It has been actually pretty quick. It's been very, very fast, the change, because so we now with GTeX, which is our main, like the biggest business that we have, the event company, we were running around 200. I was speaking at about 200 events a year, and we were running about 80 events a year with our company. And but I already started playing the online game. but it wasn't the focus. So we already had the online training. We already had online program that we started building 3 years ago. And but for us, the game was to get people online, to get them to come offline, right? So the business was primarily an offline business, an event-based business, but still it had a strong online component. And what we had to do, it was literally just switch things. And in a month, we had all our courses and all our trainings online and figured them out. I already run probably about like 400 online trainings by the time we were doing the pivot with our clients. So it wasn't that hard. What it was hard is the fact that it's not what I love. Because the fact that I can do it and I can do it well doesn't mean that it's what I love. What I love is being with people. What I love is speaking on stages. What I love is the buzz of the event. And I'm missing that. So it is like the company actually is more profitable now because we don't have the overheads. I think like before we're spending just like 50 grand a year just in venues. So we don't have that overheads right now. Therefore, the profits are up. But my enjoyment in running the business is down. So it's a bit of that's been the biggest thing that affected me personally. But clients are happy. We've been able to keep serving them. We still expanded our team in this particular business. Then we have another company, for example, that we have, which is a corporate training company, like a sales training for a recruitment agency company. Then that went completely down. So we lost, I think, like $250,000 in contracts that we had booked there, literally like on the same day. that wasn't an happy day.
Well, I firmly believe that this too shall pass, and you will be back on stage speaking to people and being able to engage with the people that want to come see you. So I really do believe that it's going to happen. Hopefully 2021 is going to be better for everybody. Now, on the topic of public speaking, a lot of people have a hard time even putting themselves out there, let alone jump on a big stage. Mm-hmm. First, did you have any fear when first appearing on stage? And if so, how did you overcome it?
I was nervous, but as a type of personality, I'm the life of the party. So I'm the kind, like for me, working as a waiter, I didn't have passion for food too much. My passion was for people. And so when the reason why I had such a great career, like from even 14 to 22, managing Michelin star restaurants, it was because I could engage people. And it was the Simone show when people came to the restaurant, right? And that was the showmanship that got me, was my first public speaking training. So my first, because imagine it's like when you are in a restaurant, let's say it's a crowded restaurant. Now you need to take the order on a table of 50 people and you're just yourself. You have a crowd of 50 people to entertain. If you're doing the work of entertainment. So my first training in public speaking was in a restaurant, and I didn't even realize that was the case. And then when I started going out there, I was nervous because I didn't were new topics that I was talking about, but I would spend a lot of time rehearsing in front of a mirror, in front of a camera. So then when I was on stage, I knew what I was talking about. So I'm not the person who shy away from the spotlight naturally. So in my case, it wasn't a terrifying experience. But I know, for example, and I've mentored a lot of clients that they just have a different type of personality or that different life experiences. So for them, the experience is different, and they have to use different strategies to get more comfortable.
And I think a lot of it's because you're yourself too. You're not anybody different on stage than right now. This is who you are. And I always tell people to be who you are.
It's easier to say than to do, though. It's easier to say than to do, because when you're on stage, actually, for me, the most difficult thing is showing up as myself and not the performer. That has been the most difficult thing.
So you have to be able to combine the two together.
Exactly, because when I'm on stage or an interview, Simone the performer shows up. It's like, hey, welcome everyone, and people can't see through that. So they will connect with the performer and say, "Oh my God, like just great performance," but I will not be able to build a deep connection with them. So for me, actually, the level of the differentiation at the level for me was to get good at like dropping at some point the performance element to show the human elements and be able to play with them. That's what I've been working on the past few years.
Fantastic. So you gave me 3 topics we could potentially talk about. I'm going to focus on one because I would love to have you on the show again, like a trilogy of Simone Vincenzi. So let's dive into list building. Everyone talks about having a huge list, but some people just don't have that. And honestly, it's not the size of the list; it's about the quality of the list. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, how would you approach to making big sales from a small list?
Wow, that's my jam. That's my jam. I don't have a big list.
That is his jam. So let's shoot some 3-pointers. Let's do this.
Yeah. So just give a perspective. Like we made about, I think, $500,000 with a list of 3,000 active people. So
there you go.
Not compared to, like, if you're starting out and you think, oh my God, 3,000 is big. No, 3,000 is not big. Like, no, it is a pretty small list. And one is the personal relationship that you build with people. So anything you do, some people the game that they do is they're thinking, how can I automate everything? How can I scale everything when they have nothing to scale? So it's like, get some sales first, get some clients first, and you need to talk to them. You need to build a relationship with them. So whenever someone, like I remember at the beginning, or even now, when someone joins our list, we find them on social media, we connect with them on social media. Maybe they've downloaded a resource that we have, connect with them on social media. And so the game for us is to establish as many touch points as possible. Hey, connect with them on different social media platforms. Send them resources that they want, invite them on a free training. And then at that point, the sale is much easier. So that's one thing. Establish a relationship with multiple touch points, and don't be afraid to talk to them and to spend time with your clients. Another point is to which is really interesting. Like a lot of people in this industry now, they talk about high ticket sales, right? You need to have a great front end with high ticket sales. You must have high ticket programs. But I remember one of my partners in a program that we run called the Profile Builder program says, her name is Michelle Raymond, and she says, you can't be demanding if you're not in demand. Right?
Very good.
And I want that to sink in, because people are like, oh, but I'm starting out and I want to sell this $10,000 offer. And I'm like, but you've never sold something for $100 or you don't have. So don't pitch above your waist, because the thing that is going to help you grow the most is the community that you build around your business. And if you make it so difficult for people to join you at the beginning, then you don't build advocates for you. You don't build advocates for your business. And your best clients anyway, your best potential clients, are the referrals of your current clients. Then a situation.
Absolutely.
Right? And so what I would suggest is start with something that people will just don't blink and buy, and over-deliver on that. And I remember, like right now, one of our programs is called our lifetime membership. We sell it for £15,000. And when we started selling it 5 years ago, we sold it for 500. Same thing.
Wow.
Right.
Okay. Very, very smart.
We wanted people.
So you just basically you built it up, and then you were able to ask that price. But like anything, I think more so you're also saying build a relationship, and it does take some time, but I love how you said that, don't shoot above your waist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't shoot above your waist.
Because first of all, you're going to let yourself down if you do that. and you're building credibility if you don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. And for everyone who's listening, remember, I'm only sharing things from my perception. If you listen to someone else, they will tell you something different. So don't, even what I say is not the thing to do. You take what resonates with you, and that's what has been working for me and what feels true to me. So that's what I keep doing. We have launched another program now that is going to be sold for 100,000 in a few years, and I've started from 20,000 now for the returns that particular client will get. Same strategy. Just want to get easy people in, and then develop the case study. Make sure that my actions will speak for myself and for what we can do.
Yeah, and it's great, guys. Seriously, if you're listening, you need to. I think the biggest thing I pulled from this, okay, is the actual relationship. Simone, you are big on relationships.
Yeah. You're
not just big on trying to pitch somebody. And I think a lot of people do that, is they try to pitch them right off the rip. They don't even know them. And I've told people this, actual clients that I have, they want to compare themselves to people that have been doing this for 10 years. And I'm like, they don't know you. Okay. So adjust accordingly. They do not know you. Yeah. So adjust accordingly and pivot. And then make that shot, and then as you get deeper into it, you can start making shots farther,
there you go.
Out. But the thing is, do you how many touch points do you have before you actually pitch them on a sale? Would you say?
It depends on when they come from. Like if it's a referral, for example, 1-2 touch points is ready because they already had that recommendation. And so we will, I would go for, if you're from a referral, I will go for a sale straight away because they already bought. Like I don't need to convince them. They've already had that recommendation for that client. Is the thing that they're looking for, is the thing that they need. So I think it's about context on touch points. And then if they don't buy, then they say, okay, now go to this webinar, get these resources. From another point of view, another client generally might get like 10 to 20 touch points from someone who's called before we reach out to them or before we engage with them. But maybe before, like there is, maybe they see me on a speaking engagement and then they download one of my resources. Then I spend time with them on chat and send them another article. They are on my mailing list, so they receive an email every day anyway. I use the daily email model. And then I will invite them to a webinar. And then they will be on there, they will apply. So what I want, like my game, is I want them to say, I want this. I don't want to pitch to them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You want them to know, like, and trust you.
There you go. I want them to reach out to me and say, hey, how can I work with you? I like what you do. Instead of talking to a lot of people and have a lot of people that are not qualified. Now, to do that, though, it takes longer time. So it depends on also where someone is in their business journey. Because that works for me now. But when, if I have to go back, for example, 5 years ago, I would have just told to anyone I could, because what I needed the most there is the information from all this consultation and become really good at refining my product or service. So I think that, as you mentioned before, what people are doing that are starting out, they are looking at people of what they do 8 years down the line, 7 years down the line, when they have a team, when they have budgets, when they have that. But if someone is starting at the beginning, talk to as many people as possible, sell to as many people as possible, have consultations with as many people as possible, because every no will be a very, very important piece of information to make your sales skills better and your offer better as well.
And that means do not give up. Just keep on pushing forward and keep on developing your skills and keep building your lists, and then keep engaging with your customers. Mm-hmm. Put yourself out of your comfort zone. It's all part of a big grand scheme of things. So guys, that's a lot of gravy right there, because it's smart. It's smart business to actually build a relationship. I did the other side of it when I first started doing this, and I got sales, but let me tell you, they weren't long-term sales, and I didn't build the customer relationship. Now I'm in that process of doing it, and it makes a big difference. So make sure you guys check out the show notes at winwithfred.com. You'll be able to connect with Simone. Also, Simone's website, GTeX.org, correct?
GTeX.org.uk.
.uk, and you'll be able to take a free assessment of their business. What's that all about?
Yeah, so as we mentioned, I think like you started a conversation where people doing things in their business that is not relevant for where they are. And I found that the biggest problem is not actually a sales strategy or a marketing strategy, is where you're focusing the time and the attention that you have. So what we did, we built a checklist that tells you at what stage you are in your business. If you're at the hobby stage, expert stage, authority stage, or influencer stage or authority stage. And then depending on where you are, it tells you what you should have in your business. So then you can check, these are the things I already have. And then you can focus on the things that are missing. And then it tells you, okay, in order of priority, these are the things that now you should spend time doing. And so you can organically like start to grow and scale your business. That's on our website. You can download the checklist, and it comes with a training video that guides you through every single page of the checklist and how to fill it up. So we had, I think it's like about 1,000 people going through it with incredible reviews. I recommend you to check it out.
Yes, definitely. Check out the free assessment. I'll put all the show notes will be at winwithfred.com. And so make sure you check it out. Also, check out Simone's podcast, Explode Your Expert Biz Show. That is on the website, or is it on iTunes, or on multiple platforms?
It's everywhere. And as well, if you go on the same website, gtex.org.uk, you can see on the front page, it will direct you to the podcast as well, episodes with the show notes and the videos and all the links.
How could you not like his accent? The Italian accent. So all I'm saying is check it out. Check out the show notes. And so we're going to go through the super hyper fast Q&A round, where I'm going to ask you some questions. They're off the wall, and hopefully have some fun. So I'm going to start off with this one because you said basketball. If you had the chance to play one-on-one against any basketball player, who would it be?
Man, any basketball player. I gotta
and would you win?
And right now, still, man, I go with Allen Iverson.
Really? Okay.
Man,
okay.
Allen Iverson. I mean, if I play against like LeBron or someone, they're just gonna. I probably have no chances as well with Allen Iverson, but at least I'm not just gonna get bullied into the paint.
Well, LeBron's gonna flop. You know that. I'm just kidding. So, Allen Iverson. Practice.
We're
talking about practice.
Yeah.
So, okay, excellent. So, Allen Iverson. You could only keep 2 of the 5 senses: touch, sight, hearing, smell, and taste. Which ones would you keep?
Touch and hearing.
Really? Mm-hmm. No sight?
No.
Wow. That is intense. That's a hard question, isn't it? Okay. So if you could replace all the grass in the world with something else, what would it be and why?
If I can replace?
You have to replace all the grass in the world with something else. What would it be and why?
Chocolate. Because I love it.
Chocolate. Okay. So chocolate. Okay. Everybody would get fat and sassy, but that's cool. Mm-hmm. You found a time machine that took you back 600 years. All you have on is a T-shirt and boxers. How do you tell people that you're from the future?
I have my branded T-shirt with my website, gtex.org.uk.
Very good. Okay. What artist or band do you always recommend to someone who asks for a music recommendation?
Say it again.
What artist or band do you always recommend when someone says, like, hey, what's your favorite music do you listen to?
Like, it's weird because I got so many different, like, I like it, many different genres of music. But if there is one that I consistently recommend for downtime is Ludovico Einaudi. He's an Italian pianist that did a lot of, like, it's really, like, he's famous globally. He does a lot of gigs all over the world. And his music is just incredible. Just give me chills, all his albums. Ludovico Einaudi.
What's the name? Say it again.
Ludovico Einaudi.
Ludovico Einaudi. Ludovico, I'm going to look that up. Ludovico Einaudi. Mm-hmm. I'm getting good at Italian, I think.
You are. Are you sure you're not, like, secretly Italian?
No. Okay, so last one. An epic feast is held in your honor. What's on the table?
Vegan burgers.
Vegan burgers?
Mm-hmm.
Not Italian? No Italian food?
I'm weird. I'm a vegan Italian, so I'll stick with vegan burgers.
Very good. Vegan burgers. Good answer. Okay, so one final thought, one last shout out to the Freddie O Show fam that you feel can have an impact on them right now. Final words of wisdom.
Mm-hmm. There are two things that can make a huge difference in your business and your life as well, and two concepts. One is about visibility. Visibility is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You need to get out there, be seen as much as possible everywhere. And then the other part is about building a community. If you build a community around your business, and actually, not even that, if you build a business around your community, you will never have any problem.
Awesome. So Simone Vincenzi, I would love to have you on again because we have two other topics. Thank you so much for being on the Freddie O Show. It's been an honor.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me here. I had a lot of fun.